Welcome to Headliners Forum. We're here to bring you the best in Texas journalism, the stories behind the great stories. I'm your host, Mark Morrison. Our special guests are city editor Eric Garcia and reporter Christian Betancourt of the Temple Daily Telegram. Their urgent coverage of the Bell County tornado of April 2022 won the Headliners Charles Green Award for Star Breaking News Report. Congratulations to you both. Eric, there was not much warning that this tornado was coming, but you and your team were able to get stories out quickly when the National Weather Service first warned of a life-threatening situation. Take us back to that warning and how you mobilized to get the word out.
Well, fortunately, we actually had sort of a test run on tornado coverage a few weeks before. Christian had covered a few tornadoes that had happened in Bell County, but this one happened delayed. It struck around 5:30, so we ripped up the front page and just tried to get as much information as we could, and as well as informing our readers online through social media.
Right. Did you use the full range of online tools,
Oh, yes.
Twitter and Facebook
You
and
know,
so forth?
Facebook, Twitter, social media, all aspects. Also, we were making calls to various agencies and entities, people that we knew in the area, to try to get as much guidance and direction as far as what the storm looked like.
You gave readers an almost instant account of the tornado's strike near Salado and hailstorms that hit nearby Belton, Temple, and Killeen. What was the extent of the storm and the damage, and how did you get the news out so quickly?
Well, we were monitoring the news reports, and it all changed very, very quickly, very suddenly. So, we just kept up with social media, made calls to various agencies. Fortunately, we have some good contacts with the Bell County Sheriff's Department. They gave us some direction as far as where there were some damages, and we really just hustled to get something into our print product as quick as possible, as well as keeping our readers updated online.
Christian, you and your colleague Shane Monaco reported on the community's fear and shock and on the human toll. You were on the scene at the First Baptist Cedar Valley Church. What was the impact there?
Well, the church itself, I mean, was completely decimated. There was one wall standing only. The rest of it, it was nothing. It was just debris. You could see everything. I think it was just the cross in the middle of it was still standing. Everything else around was just completely destroyed. There was nothing there, nothing but debris. And then even just a little bit further down there was a cemetery, the Cedar Valley Cemetery, associated with that church. And it was known because he had, cedar trees that had been there for hundreds of years, and these had been uprooted from the land. The headstones were all over the place, every tombstone. I mean, you had families there just trying to find where the tombstone was, and I'm talking, the gigantic rocks, tombstones that weigh hundreds of pounds. It was just utter and complete destruction there.
And what was the victims' experience as they try to check out their families? Were some of them unable to find out if their relatives were safe?
There were buried stories out there. I mean, I remember the family that was just there in the house, and they couldn't even didn't know if the people in the next room were okay. There were the family that their house were destroyed. They're trying to get to them, and there was just a tanker in the middle of the road, blocking everything. They're having to go around because this was just one street that went by. Just That was the only road in and out of that area. So they were very different. For the most part, it was a very uh, tight community. So they were really taking care of each other. Like they knew where everyone was, and they found out really quickly where everyone was. If they didn't, someone else knew. But they really came up for each other and helped each other out.
Did you have to take off your reporter hat at any point and help people with some of the difficult situations they confronted?
Yeah, I mean, it was a balancing act, trying to be a reporter, but also when you see people going through this, you want to help out. You want to make sure they're okay, especially in such as this or small towns, where everyone knows each other, people that you knew as well, and you're trying to make sure, you're still, a reporter, but also helping people out finding something. Like if they're looking for something, like I would stop and help them for that, and then we would talk while it was happening or afterwards.
Right. And like a lot of reporters this in this era, you were multitasking and you were out besides reporting and helping people out. You were also taking pictures. And tell us some of those dramatic shots that were later published.
I mean, I remember going down FM 2483, which was the street. I think I might have gotten the numbers wrong. But I remember going down and it was just like a beautiful green street, driving about thinking I'm like, I don't think anything happened. Like everything just looks beautiful. And then all of a sudden, just about 8 miles in, you see trees being popped up. You see houses being torn down. It was just such an instant thing of just watching the difference. I mean, I saw cars on top of cars upside down. I saw houses that were broken. I saw people looking through rubble trying to find their memories, their effects. I had a guy that was able to rescue all his Stetson hats and have a photo of him just holding them. That you see in the utter devastation. It was something that I haven't seen before, and the people living in there, I figure, probably the same way.
Eric, how did the community and people from around the state come to the aid of those hit hardest?
There was a lot of support the next day. Just all sorts of agencies were in Bell County, making sure that people were taken care of, providing food and other assistance. Governor Greg Abbott even visited Salado shortly afterwards, and that brought more attention to the incident. We were fortunate to have had no deaths from this tornado, even though it did cause a significant amount of damage along its multi-mile path through the southern part of the county.
This coverage was a great example of public service that news media provide when a disaster happens. Can you share an example or two of your role in helping the community cope and start to rebuild?
We certainly provided a lot of a lot of stories about community resources that were available to residents. Shane took a big part of that as part of his role. We kept up with all the donations that were coming in, the various uh, food drives, money drives, whatever people needed. We kept up with those needs and made sure to inform our readers about those incidents.
And it's been a little over a year as we're talking now since this disaster occurred. Um, what to what extent, Eric, has the area recovered, and is there a lot that still needs to be done?
Well, a lot of the homes have now been repaired. The church that Christian mentioned has also been rebuilt. That led to another visit by Abbott after it was rebuilt. But for the most part, people are still recovering. Uh, Most of their immediate needs were taken care of. A lot of homes were rebuilt, roofs replaced, but there's still some needs out there that need to be addressed.
Right. As the contest judge, former Palm Beach Post editor John Bartosik said, the writers demonstrate strong local knowledge and smartly navigate through the flow of official statements, while also pulling out the emotional stories of stunned and terrified residents. Throughout, they leverage social media to provide helpful information. Eric and Christian, thanks so much for sharing your experience covering an extremely scary storm. I'm sure you'll never forget the experience yourself. We're delighted you won this well-deserved award.
Thank you very much.
On our site, headlinersfoundation.org, you can link to the Temple Daily Telegram award-winning stories and to interviews with other outstanding Texas journalists. For my colleague and Headliners Forum producer, Gary Pickle, I'm Mark Morrison.